So hey guys, welcome back to another session of JSMFX for all your forex analysis, reviews, and also focus for this week and next week. Today we'll be focusing on the focus of July. Is it June? Yes, June. June 2nd to 6th, coming in next week of 2025. So let's begin with the USD Swiss franc. Very interesting pair. Actually, I've loved the way that is throwing in some very good setups of late. Yes, so first and foremost, we talked about this uptrend that, let me see, this uptrend continuing like that, the way it ranged around here and then went to this supply. I wasn't really sure if it will get to this point because of this week, because you see, after candle forms like this and it forms a very long wick, that means that price mitigated or pulled back to those areas above here and then continued to the downside. So this void was actually being mitigated by this move. Okay, but somehow I felt yes, we could have had some few pullbacks to this point, but yeah, as you can see, price does whatever it wants to do. So yes, so price went back again. I think it came here, pulled back, came down again, pulled back, and then came down again to this fair value gap, or rather this exchanging wicks that you see here. And then now was waiting for the change of character on the daily, but it happened. So as much as it did create that wick, still went down. And I feel, to me, I feel it's just coming down here because after this exchanging wicks, looks like it created a very, very huge liquidity. Okay, very huge pool of liquidity, and I feel it just wants to reach here and then go up possibly and also mitigate these areas. Now before we look into that, I want us to also remember that also in the weekly we could be having something, we could be having some few communication that maybe we are leaving out. So that pullback that we just saw on the daily, you see it's on this exchanging wicks right here. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you're looking at market structure and rather doing your analysis. So on the weekly, if you check very well right here, we see that the way price has come down, it has come down to this point, okay, around here, which according to this demand, these are the daily demands, we can see, or rather we should see that those were demands that are expecting price to come to. So maybe this pullback to this supply was just a little break before they continue to the downside. So anything can happen. We will just have to wait and see. 4 hour, very interesting also. You can see very well that we had this low that created a lower high, then lower low, broke structure to the upside. So this lower high, sorry, higher low, created pool of liquidity again. Yes, it took liquidity here with this week from this demand and then went to the upside. So coming in again on that pullback after that daily supply that we saw, you can see very well that price has switched bullish. So that is what is confusing. You may want to see price, going down again from that point, but as you can see where price is right now, it formed this triangle, then it came down, then mitigated somehow some few supply areas, but it's not visible here on the 4 hour, maybe on the 15 minute or just the lower time frames, and then we came down again. And then if you check very closely, we had this pullback right here, and then we had this week taking out all the liquidity of these lows, and then from there, after there, now we had a change of character because price broke through and closed above, then pulled back with this week and then went up. So you see how price is really trying to play with our mind, because if you check again, this whole upward move was just to come and take these highs, okay, because that's what happened. And then from there now it shot down straight, causing this change of character. Okay, so now where it is at this demand, where now we're expecting maybe for it to hold because of the whole structure of 4 hour. As you can see, we're playing between that high and this low. So maybe this break can push price to the upside, maybe to this supply, or maybe to that supply. Taking out all these liquidity points and maybe continue to the higher side, or yeah, maybe completing the whole structure and then going down. So anything, yes, can happen. For myself, I won't want to advise guys so much and tell them, oh, buy here to sell there. But what I can only say is just watch the price. Just watch the price, the way it's reacting. Because for me, I told myself I would want to see what price will do when it gets here to that demand, which is now there. So I'm just monitoring it, yeah. But also, I said I won't be surprised if price comes to this demand, which is this one here, because after some kind of change of character around here, we can see in the lower time frames, okay, that it left some few demands that maybe they could come to, or maybe push price lower and just continue with the downtrend. But I'm also keeping in mind that there's this void they could also want to come and fill next week. So excuse me, I don't think I have much from this turning point, and I'll just have to trust my process and wait for this arrow, or rather this direction bias that I've just put, to happen out the next week coming in on Monday. 15 minutes. I think I didn't change that to my usual template, so let me just do that in a second. Okay. So 15 minutes was very interesting, by the way. Had a couple of trades. They worked out very well, and yeah, I was really, this one I think I explained it from the last video. I'm really not sure, but you guys can check on them. So I just want to explain some few trades here. So let me just start from down here. Okay, so we went down like that. Okay, I felt that this demand would hold price and push it to the upside, but as you can see, I was caught up with on my stop loss, and yeah, it's taken out, and then we broke to the upside. Okay, so price continued with the uptrend like that. When it came to this part, as you can see, there's this line. There's this line where now we had a change of character, and then price price changed direction to the downside. So when it came to that point, as you can see from this supply, I took a trade there. I think this was a 3R, very comfortable 3R, and yeah, it gave me a good yeah, gave me good returns. Not that much, but I can say I'm grateful. Why? Because it wanted to come to this demand here, just to mitigate it. Because if you check this uptrend, it was only mitigating other demands, but it had not mitigated this one that led to this break of this high. So that's when it came, mitigated, and then went to the upside. So after here now, when price got to this point again, I marked that demand, as you can see, and price shot down. This trade, I think I placed it in my group, but yeah, I think I gave it to my group members. And personally, for me, I didn't take it because I was already satisfied with this one, with the profits. And then yeah, I don't want to be greedy. So after that, price came in and then shot to the upside. Just give me a second as I zoom out. Price came to the upside, and then I don't want to explain so much here, but you can see it mitigated that the supply and then went down. Now, this is where you have to be very cautious, because if you check very closely, price was going down but not mitigating any supplies. Okay, why? Because they're leaving that for liquidity points. Okay, so the day, say next week, maybe if they choose to buy, they'll only want to buy because they want to come and take out these highs, or maybe these sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity areas that retail traders were, expecting, or rather the swing traders that were expecting price to continue to sell. So again, price came to the downside. It caused a change of character, both in the 5 minute right here and the 15 minute. and then I noticed that we are having an uptrend like that. Okay, so when you're coming down to this demand, okay, when you're coming down to this demand, I took the trade again, and I was expecting it to come and take out these guys, but I think my timing was wrong. And so when price got to here, I marked my BE line and then I trailed. Okay, so my trailing wasn't that let me just that my trailing wasn't that far, because when it came up like that, the highest price came up again, I was in profit, but I trailed my stop loss to here. I didn't take any partials, I just wanted the trailing stop loss to be taken out if there was going to be that opportunity to do so. So when it came down, took me out, and then for those people that were in my group, I already advised them that they should get out before getting caught up. Why? Because after this change of character of the 15 and the 5 minute, price was actually coming back to mitigate that area before I continue to the upside. So yes, went up again to mitigate that supply that was left, came down to this demand, and then came up higher to that supply. Now, from this point where this supply was there, I think that was on the 5 minute. I advise people again to take another trade if they were, feeling very much in the Friday mood. And yes, it happened so that price went their way. If you took that trade, then you're mostly most probably in profit right now, because after this trailing stop loss taken out, I felt no, I just should call it a week, and that's when our price came to this supply. And I advise people, if you want to take that trade, you can take that trade, because 5 minute was still having a demand that had not been mitigated. So I said I would want to see what price will do when it gets here. But as you can see, price shot up from this. Actually, there are other people that took trades also from here. This is a 15-minute demand. And then I told people you can just take that trade. And yeah, if you were to uh, get that, maybe you take that trade and take profit right there, then you'll be playing around 2.96. So if you're very, you know, um, attentive or with your charts or on your charts on your desk, then this would have been a very good trade, and get you some very good Rs. So yeah, together with those other trades, everything really did line up on its own for everyone. So I think that's all I can say. For me, coming in next week, I think I would still expect, or rather anticipate, for price to just come to this demand and then see what will happen from there. For now, I don't have much to say on the USD CHF, but last thing I'll do is I'll put this as my liquidity point, because as you can see, that's double bottom. So maybe they want to come and check them out, and then continue to the upside. So I think that's all for the USD CHF. Let's now go to the USD pairs, like the AUGU, and see what we have in store. Okay, GBP USD, let's start off from there. I expected price to sell from this point, okay, but as you can see, price shot to the higher side, another continued buying, and then came into the weekly and also the daily POI supplies. So yeah, maybe we could see some push to the downside from there, but I'm still not sure, because after this pullback where we have this demand, you can see very well that price, for me, it's a little bit undecided, and unless I see this change of character being broken and kind of closes below it, I don't have any other anticipation towards it. So yeah, I think from there we are still buying. We're still buying from there, and because of this break of structure to the high, yeah, I don't see any possibilities of continuing to sell for the long time. That is 4 hour. Also, we can see that we have this high broken to the above side, and then price. Let me just draw that through. Okay, so we have this high broken to the upside. We have this demand that pulled back price and then short higher, then price danced around here or ranged, and then came down, hit or rather mitigated that demand, and then pulled back again, and then went down, and then continued going down. So we had a change of character right there, but we didn't have a decent pullback to this flip zone that we have or see here, flips on supply. So after price came down to mitigate some few demand areas, price now showed us some little bit of ideas of, let's say, or maybe, continue to buy. So because the change of character cannot close above, and now it's returning, and most probably this demand before, maybe we see some few reactions and continue to the upside. So just to be cautious, we also have this demand also. For now, I'm not sure, and I can't tell if we're gonna go or come down to that direction. But just to keep our heads up, that can happen. So let's just wait and see what will pan out coming in next week. We also have this demand down here, but I think that's a long way to go before price gets to that point. So for me, I feel this daily demand could hold. Okay, could hold and continue pushing price up. So unless we see the break of this low, which will cause a change of character on the daily, I still anticipate price to just continue to buy from there. 15 minutes and also some few trades that I took. Um, After that whole shenanigans up there, okay, we came down like that, and let me just try and see if we can draw through. So we have a low, then lower high, lower low. So at that lower low, we can see the price range, and then came back, mitigated this demand, caused a change of character that cannot close above, and then it started now reacting to supply zones, supply areas, and also some few demands around here. So then it came up again to this supply, and then went down to mitigate that demand. So you can see the way price is just dancing around. Okay, you can see the way it's dancing around, building more liquidity, only for it to come and take out these highs. Okay, not really mitigating that supply, but just take out those highs, and then came down again, took out another high, then caused a change of character by that move, and then also causing the break, so the change of character on the 4 hour also to the downside. So and then we can see very well that we have, let me try and zoom this one in. Sorry about that. Okay, there's a little bit disturbing. I think he's not a morning person. So yes, so after that move to the upside, I expected price to come into this supply area, which was ranging on the 4 hour, this 4 hour supply area, and also there was a 15-minute supply area. So when it came down like that, I think I got this set up on 5 minutes. I'll try and explain that just in a few. So this one came and took out that high and then went down. And what did it go down to? It went down to this demand and also this huge inside bar that was left. So then it came up, came down, went up again, mitigated this demand, ranged a little bit, and then went up now to mitigate that supply. So I would have taken this trade here just to maximize on the downfall, but there was news, and most prop firms don't love people trading in the news, so I just kept off, and because of this profit, I was contented. Yeah, and I left it at that point. So after that price range, and now price has mitigated that demand that we saw on the 4 hour. So my anticipations is I want to see this what do you call it, demand holding. Okay, I'd love for it to see it holding, and then maybe push price and continue going higher. So that's my analysis on GBP USD. Let's now jump to Euro USD and see what we have in store. So Euro USD, from the daily, you can see that we had a change of character. Just try and draw that through. Our price shot up because a change of character. Did the return to the supply and then started this down trend with that lower low and then lower high and then lower low. So what it has done right now is come back to this supply area. So we don't know what will happen from this area because you can see that there was this demand which price just took out liquidity from it, and then maybe it could be ready to come and mitigate some few demands around here and then continue excuse me, to the upside. Also checking our fib, can see that 50% EQ is still a bit far. So maybe yes, we could expect price to continue to the downside. Anything can happen in the market. Okay, so for our, what are we seeing? We can see that had a change of character right there. Price came, mitigated the supply, went down again, and if you notice very clearly or closely, we can see the price range around there in this demand, so in this supply, only for it to build a sell side liquidity and then come and take them out. So there was that first trade. I think I explained that in one of my previous videos. And then there was this second trade, also I explained that. And then when it came down, pulled back again, came down a bit deeper to that 4-hour demand, and then caused a change of character. Then we looked into this trade with some few members in the group, and yeah, I think when it came down like that, I told guys to be very much aware about this, being very much aware of this demand because it could push price up. So when price opened up, I think this was on a Monday, when price opened up with a gap, I told guys, you know what, just move your stop loss to break even because you never know what will happen, and this is not a good sign. If price hadn't come deeper inside this demand, then that means that maybe they want to push up because of all these highs that were built around here. They want to, make them make them look like reaction points and also take those highs out. So again, there was a flag, as you can see, that was broken, and then price came down to that whole supply, is it demand range? That is the buy to sell range that you're seeing from here, this purple line, sorry, this purple box. So after mitigating that area, you can see price shot up again to the supply, came down, the demand, you see how it's reacting now, but also taking out these highs in the middle. So from this demand, you can see the price came up, caused double top around there. But if you check very closely also, we have a pullback here that when price came and violated it, we had a change of character again. So we had a pullback and then another low formed, okay, and then now we have another change of character. So bearish change of character and then bullish change of character to the upside. So that's why the price mitigated this supply and then went down, and right now it has mitigated this nice supply. So we cannot say that excuse me, we cannot say that there was a change of character here because all these candles broke the previous candles high. Really, did that really happen? Let me check. Okay, this first candle, the black one, the highs was that 138.43. Next one was 138.45. Yeah, so it traded above the previous candle. So we can't say that we have a change of character on the 4-hour, but on the 15-minute, we will surely see that. So let's just jump there real quick and see what will happen. Okay, so coming in on Monday, let's start on Monday. Yeah, right here. So you can see very clearly that we have this pullback and then price ranged around there, Then we had a change of character. Then price came in again, caused another change of character, as you can see from the dotted line. Then price danced around, okay, and then went up. Okay, so I'd love to, I wish I knew how to move my chart. So anyway, so another change of character also after mitigation of that all buy to sell range, the gray box. Okay, price caused a change of character and then pull back to the supply and then continue to the downside. So if you're someone very keen and has been watching my channels, then you will understand how I look at these movements. Okay, you'll understand that how I look at the market structure and also the trends, how I map them, and also how I time my trades. So we had a low, then we had a high, then another low. We can see also that right around here we had a supply that was left unmitigated, and where price came to is this demand, which pushed price up to also build more liquidity, and then came down. So let me just move my chart so I can continue explaining. So another range only to mitigate this area of supply, and then we went down to that point. We had a change of character here, and a decent return, but not to that demand because it came in later. So when price came up here, just like always, the same way price has been continuing with the downtrend, I felt that we will come and mitigate some few supplies here and then continue to the downside. But as you can see, yes, I took the trade, but it was a loss. uh, yeah, so I had to suck it in and wait for another trade. So that's when price went down like that. It caused this change of character, but I was still anticipating for price to still go down and then range a little bit here and then went to the downside. So finishing up, um, I don't think I have much to say around here, but what we know is after this violent or bearish momentum that was created, price shot to the upside, and now what I feel or anticipate that after this move to the upside, price now wants to come and mitigate these areas, especially the brown 4-hour demand and also the 15-minute demand nested inside the 4-hour. So yes, so for that reason we have this high taking out this double top and then caused a change of character. So price went down like that, came up, wanted to mitigate those areas of supply, but said no, let's just push price a little lower so that people can have the conscience of selling. But what they didn't know is maybe price was going up. So I advise people to also take this trade, but it didn't play out very well. And I told guys, hey, I won't get in the trade, but if anyone wants to get in it, just take a low risk in that trade. So price pulled back down and then went up. So where it is right now is just ranging, but I feel I'd love to see or expect price to come to here. Okay, so once it does that, maybe if we get something like this, say a low high change of character and then a return and then a break of this low right there, then either any supply that will be around here, I will have to look at that now. I'll pay attention to that and then continue with the price, another down sell to those point or also that point. So that is how I look at Euro USD coming in next week. But from the 4-hour or higher time frame perspective, I don't think I have any clues set up. Okay, so let's just wait for next week and see how it will go. What I'd love to explain is a trade that I took, yeah, right here. So as you can see where we're expecting price to come to, we can see also in the 5-minute we still or also have another supply that is expecting price to go to. So what happened here is this I think was on Friday. So I woke up very early in the morning to do my markups, and as you can see price opened up right there on this orange line. So it shot up and then caused a change of character both in the 5 and the 15-minute, only for it to start a downtrend. So when price got to here, this was the front foot open. Okay, when price got to here, I said no, I'm not going to get in any trade until price give us a clear uh, area for us to take a trade from. So when price came to down that point, I noticed it had not mitigated this demand. So when it shot up or rather went up like that, I noticed there was this supply. So it is in this supply that after it took this high, I felt that the supply will be used to push price down. And yeah, I think this was the trade was 650 to 710. That's about 15 minutes. Yeah, 10-15 minutes trades. And yeah, people took in their 3R for whoever that took it from my group. They had their 3R there. And then yeah, the rest now is history. And we will have to go back to 15 minutes to see where we can expect price to go to or expect it to come from, and also all that put together. So yeah, so I think that will be all for USD pairs. Let's now jump to the yens, though I don't have much to talk about from the yens. What I can only say is that yens for me is a bit unstable, so I don't think I'll have much to say in the yens, but I just try to look at the higher time frames perspectives and see if there will be any possible anticipation that we can have coming in next week. So let's move on to the yens. So, GBP JPY and Euro JPY, I want us to look at those two pairs at the same time. Okay, just to look at those pairs at the same time. So you can also save some time for you to, like round this up and let you go out for your weekend. So, nothing much. We see that price shot up. Well, I was expecting price to come here, but it didn't. Instead came to count liquidity from that low and also this one, and then caused a change of character, created supposing demand from here with these exchanging wicks, and then now maybe anticipate price to go up or maybe come down. So where it is right now, I don't want to feel so much involved in this pair because it's somehow confusing. I tried to look for setters, but they didn't work out well. They didn't align. It didn't align itself with my perspective. So let's check on the 4 hours, see if we can have something clear. For me, I'm still on the buy bias, expecting that price will still continue to buy. You can see very well that we're playing between now this high and this low. Price is showing us a very good uptrend with that line, but also not forgetting that we are building liquidity, or rather they are building liquidity. Okay, so we are building liquidity for them. I don't know how to put that. Anyway, I hope you understand. So from this demand, maybe we're expecting for that move to continue to the upside, just the same way you see from my arrow. For me, I'd love to say that we had a change of character around here. Okay, with the break of that low, and then we have this return, okay, pushing price down. So after this pullback, okay, after this pullback right here, and then went up, then came down to this with this candle. I felt that this supply, as you can see, this supply, I felt that it will come and push price down. So I took that trade, and yeah, it didn't go so well. I think I'm not that good with swing trading, so because with swing trading there are so many levels in between your structure that still want to let price respect and reverse its direction again before it actually comes and violates or rejects it. So if you check very well, it didn't really mitigate that demand, but shot up. So anyone who was in it, especially in my group, I think you trailed in your break even, and yeah, took anything you had or gotten. Excuse me. So we had a low, a high, and then a low again, another change of character. You see now how they're playing with our minds. Another change of character. So any swing trader that were in a sell from there, you did very well. I think if you took 1:2, you are safe to have your trade hit take profit. and then we ranged again around there. Then we respected that trend line and also some few demand areas like that, and then we went up, came down again, didn't actually mitigate that section, but went to the upside and then came down again, went up to mitigate the supply, and then came down and caused a change of character, and then also mitigate that demand. So from that point, you can see that we are now ranging. For me, I'm just ranging around here, and I'm not really sure of the next direction that it can take. So maybe it might come deeper to take out this low. Maybe this week could give us a signal that it's going up. So all the same, I think I feel for me, I anticipate for price to just bounce off from this demand and come and mitigate that supply after this change of character. And maybe could be time to now take out all those liquidity areas that we had left. So that's just my view on my point on GBP JPY. Euro JPY, real quick. Also same as GJ. I think I spoke about this swing trade. I think the last 2 weeks on my last video. As you can see, it came and took out that low. Sorry, the stop loss, and then went to the upside. So also on EJ, I'm really not sure for both of the yen pairs. I'll still be monitoring them. Okay, I still be monitoring them, but I won't really be sure of the next move that will come out of there. What I can only say is EJ and GJ still move together in tandem, so maybe we could be seeing or having a clue from the 4 hour. As you can see, it didn't break that low, so price caused a change of character. Nonetheless, came down, went up again, caused another change of character, left a flip zone right there, supply, and then came down. So maybe with that arrow, like I just showed, that we could be ready now to come and mitigate some few demand areas here and here, and then continue to the upside. So I am really not sure about this one, but I'll keep monitoring it. And if you're in my group, my Telegram group, then you're in the right place, because there we make money together and we also learn together. I won't charge you for coming into my group, but if you want a one-on-one session to like coach you through, take you through the dynamics of forex and also trading at large, market structure, supply and demand, and also how to have your own module or entry module or ways to trade, let me know in my inbox, let me know in the comment section, or also text me on Telegram, JSMFX KE23. That's JSMFX KE23. That's where you can get me. But for now, you can check my link in the description box just down there. And yeah, you will see my link and you can join me from there and continue talking or rather chatting. So for now, I won't have much to say. I will just wait for price to get to this supply before looking for any setups, or maybe come to here or here and see if I can capitalize on that and see on how we can continue to push price to the upside. So that will be all for now. You guys have a wonderful weekend on the UEFA Champions League finals. May the best team win, and for me, I'm in the blue tent. Okay, so actually, no, I'm supporting PSG. I'm supporting PSG. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, you have a nice weekend, nice day. Peace, and see you on the next one.